every time there's a form of separation that wants to come in, we have to choose for love, and that's how we that's when we sit down or we communicate, or there's so many different ways about how you can overcome this, but that's what divine union is really. It's about healing separation through wholeness, which is coming together. Now, I'm going to use a really cool example. I think it's a cool example, very easy to understand. The astrological symbol of Libra is a scales, and they're called the scales of justice. Justice is when you take responsibility for the injustice, which is really difficult because it feels like it's unjust. It feels like justice is unjust because we have to take responsibility for the injustice that went against us. But because we chose it, it's our responsibility. We don't own it. It doesn't belong to us. That's a whole other story where it belongs, but it it is our responsibility to transmute it into love because it is part of us. The scales of justice. If So it's like a seesaw. It goes like this. Yeah, the scales of justice, Libra. It's about balanced justice, right? So if you have the feminine on one side and the masculine on the other, it's the scales of justice are also like a boat, right? And what happens when you're far away from each other? Um, you have say you have an argument. It's like you're on a boat and it rocks the boat, the emotions, and that can create arguments and it makes it difficult to balance who you truly are in love, right? And so if you start acknowledging the ego, like I said in the previous video, Masculine Rising, where I say, when we sit opposite each other, we say, my ego thinks this about you. Can you help me understand why this is coming up? And you go, yeah, yeah. And you go, what does that come up in? What does that bring up in you emotionally? It's personal, not personal. But what happens is when you start to come closer to love, forgiveness, and compassion, you come closer into justice, and it makes it easier to balance to the point where you come into divine union right in the center.